Opposition BLP defies the Light and Power Company's request not to plaster any campaign posters on its utility poles. That's our top story in our Barbados Today morning news update for Thursday, January the 4th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. The opposition Barbados Labour Party is the first out of the blocks to defy a direct request from the Barbados Light and Power not to plaster any posters on its utility poles, raising safety concerns as it usually does in the lead-up to a political campaign. The utility company said in a December 21st letter sent to all political parties down to contest the upcoming general election that they should refrain from placing promotional items on the Light and Power's poles. The company did not say if or what action it would take against those who defied its request. Barbadians have been assured that there is no link between a Christmas Day outbreak of gastroenteritis at food establishments on the south coast and the ongoing sewage leaks in the same area. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Kenneth George says his ministry has done the necessary tests of food businesses in the affected Hastings, Worthing, Christchurch area and found no evidence so far of any association. He said the 10 persons who contracted the food and waterborne illness have been healing quickly and there are no new cases. Dr. George is, however, telling Barbadians that regular washing of hands is among the measures necessary to help prevent gastro.
We are asking Barbadians who drive cars that they need to slow down in that area, and they need to be just conscious of people walking on the road. I think that just makes sense. The other thing we are asking businesses is to make sure that their food hygiene practices meet minimal standards, simple things like washing hands, cleaning down surfaces, making sure that all illness is reported either to the Ministry of Health or to the food establishment so they can give that information. So we are asking persons to cooperate with us during this period until we have a medium and long-term solution to the problem on the South Coast.
Meanwhile, community activist and spokesman for the South Coast residents, Adrian Donovan, is suggesting that poor drainage is a major contributor to the constant sewage overflows.
Because in the whole of the South Coast, there is a serious lack of maintenance. A number of the drains in that area, you will see, are filled to the capacity up to the top. Some of them have debris. You will see shrubs actually growing. And there's no way for water to flow on the sidewalk. So all those need to be cleaned up. So that could also be a contributing factor.
In other news now, the Canadian government is assisting Barbados with efforts to grow more food, thanks to a Canadian $100 million project known as Propel. Now, Propel, promotion of regional opportunities for produce through enterprises and linkages, is a sustainable economic growth project which aims to increase the chances of Caribbean fresh produce reaching high-value markets across the globe. Propel has donated 2 pieces of equipment which can be used by small farmers to plant several types of crops, especially small seeds.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We're back with news from the region now. A young woman in Trinidad was strangled to death in front of her 2 children yesterday, leaving them and her father to mourn. She's the first woman to be killed in 2018. More in this TV6 News report.
Two young children who could barely understand the world before them saw that world come crashing down this morning as they witnessed their mother being strangled to death at their home. 25-year-old Ivana Arisa David was at her Limehead Road, Chase Village home with her two daughters when a man who police believe she knew entered the house early this morning and an argument ensued. Initial reports indicate that as the altercation became heated, the man grabbed David by the neck and strangled her until she died. The victim's father, Errol David, was the one to discover his daughter's lifeless body.
And on the international scene, President Donald Trump has blasted former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon as having lost his mind in the fallout over damaging comments which Bannon made about Trump's son Donald Trump Jr. in excerpts from a new book. We pick up the story in this Euronews report.
US President Donald Trump has lashed out at former ally Steve Bannon following several damaging comments made by the former White House advisor in a new book. In a statement, Trump disavowed Bannon, saying he had nothing to do with his presidency and that when Bannon was fired, he lost his job and his mind. One of the most explosive claims concerns Trump's son and a meeting with a group of Russians during the 2016 election campaign. At the time, Trump Jr. is said to have been offered damaging information on rival candidate Hillary Clinton. Bannon has described the meeting as treasonous and unpatriotic. The White House has been quick to dismiss the claims.
Did the president's son, Donald Trump Jr., commit treason?
I think that is a ridiculous accusation.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or even like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.